Hey guys!
Hi!
Welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is ROENA Robinson, and this is actually the first episode of our RoRo Speaks Season 3. So clap, everybody! Because we are here! Finally, listen, I've been getting a lot of requests. Where are your RoRo Speaks episodes? And I'm like, guys, the pressure. But it is here now. And today, before we even jump into this and get going today, I have an amazing guest.
Oh.
I can't even tell you guys how excited I am because we've been meaning to meet up for time now.
Ages, a long time.
But due to unforeseen circumstances, beyond our control, of course, we haven't been able to do it. But today, God's willing. We're here. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus.
RoRo Speaks is a talk series where I invite guests. We discuss and elaborate on certain topics that we think are relevant, just giving our unbiased and unfiltered opinions. I hope you do enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe and keep watching.
So, my guest is none other than Rachel. You guys would have probably heard me mention her before. I don't know. Or you probably have seen a vlog where I went to her wedding. Or if you follow me on Instagram, you would have probably seen that. But yes, she is here today, and I'm going to ask Rachel to just tell us something about herself. Just give us a little bit intro. Rachel is an entrepreneur like myself. Hello.
Hello.
So she's going to talk a bit about herself and her business and all that sort. And all the things that she mentioned, guys, will be listed in my description. So all the links to her website and stuff like that. All right? Cool. Go over to you, Rach.
So I'm Rachel. I am the creator of Code Red products. So what I do is I sell starter kits to young girls for the first period, and I sell merchandise as well, so like clothing. So yes,
I have one. Sorry. I just had a boutique. I'm sorry. So this is a part of her period kit as well. Her Code Red kit. In this, you get like a thermal cup, and you can get it customized, guys. You see that? It says ROENA. One thing I love most about this is that it actually tells you the temperature of whatever is inside. I just think it's so cute, it's so pen. It's nice.
So that's included in the starter kit. So there's a hot water bottle belt, and a lot of the girls have been taking it to school and wearing it under their shirt. So like there's period passes to help them to go to the toilet, to be able to change their pads, that sort of stuff. So they can hand to the teacher without feeling embarrassed, without having to say it. Yeah, because that was one of the things in school that I struggled with.
Yeah.
Actually asking the teacher or being told no, I can't go. So I created something to kind of help them to
eradicate that need.
Yes, and then hopefully the schools can pick up on that and then create their own period passes so they don't have to use mine eventually. But you know.
Yeah. But no, guys, it's definitely a worthy cause. Like seriously, and it's not even just for girls. Like it's a natural thing, and everyone should be aware of it. So as I said, I'm gonna link the website in description as well, and I'll be popping up like some images. Should have already been popped up while she was speaking about them, so you guys can see what she was on about. All right.
Yes, that's
today's topic. Today's topic, guys, is something that has been placed on my heart. And when I reached out to Rachel, I'm like, Rachel, I see you doing this, and I kind of want to discuss this with you. It's surrounding friendships, right?
Yeah.
And more specifically, like jealousy in friendships, like the negative aspects of friendship. You know how sometimes we got friends, and people want it to play off as if friendship is just all butterflies and roses, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes we have friendship breakups, and we have all that whole other thing. And I feel like even sometimes, don't you think sometimes that friendship breakups are even harder than partner breakup?
Yeah, because you're really invested. You're invested.
They've been with it. That's my sis. Yeah. She knew me before that guy even came, and before that guy came, we'd be talking about that guy. Like it was you who was talking. So yeah, we're gonna explore all of that today. But as you guys know, and if you don't, you should by now. Before I jump into any one of my sessions, I kind of want to have like an icebreaker, just so you guys get the feel of it. While it's a professional setting, it is also very chill. And we're literally on Rachel's sofa. Our feet are up. We're chilling, all right? And I want you guys to be relaxed before we jump into it. We're just having a discussion, and I want you to feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
So before we jump into that, we're just going to ask like some random questions. Let the people know. Well, one, so I'm going to ask Rachel 2 questions, and she's going to ask me back anyone she wants to ask me, right? My first question is, I'm going to say both of them once. When was it that you first met me? And what was your impression to when you met me then versus when you met me now?
Okay. Oh, when I first met you, so it would have been the engagement party.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, who is this beautiful, because you just look stunning. Like,
really?
You was in heels, and I'm sure you was in heels.
Yeah.
And a dress. Was you wearing a dress?
No, I was wearing pants.
I'm thinking of the wedding.
It's the wedding.
The engagement party. No, I was thinking of your wedding.
Yeah, my wedding outfit. Yeah.
But I remember you walking in, and I just remember thinking, "Who's this?"
Really?
Because I've never met you before.
I never expected that.
But why didn't we meet before? Oh, Jerome,
yeah.
Kept me.
We don't want to blame Jerome, okay? Hopefully, you guys get to see Jerome, probably even with Rachel in an episode. Who knows? Scott, who knows?
Yeah.
But you'll see Jerome soon enough.
But I remember thinking, I was quite intimidated to speak to you, actually. When I first met you, I was quite intimidated. I was like, oh, because I'm quite a shy person and I'm quite an introvert, really. But when you walked in, I was like, she's beautiful.
Oh my! I was not expecting that.
I was scared. I was really scared. I was like, hi.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember
But I didn't have an opinion at that point. I didn't like to draw an opinion too quick on people.
Yeah.
But your vibes and everything, I drew more to you than I did any of his other friends, Jerome's other friends. So I met Jerome's friends, yeah. But we became friends through that, and our personalities just matched, and it was like a total flip around. I went from being intimidated to like just loving and embracing. Just embracing you.
Oh my day! I was expecting. That's so
Honestly,
sweet.
honestly.
I was not expecting that answer. Wow.
Yeah, especially since I moved from Nottingham as well.
Yeah.
Like having you as a friend has just been a bonus.
The feeling is mutual, baby girl. It's your time. Ask me anything you want. You can ask me about the same thing, or you can ask me anything else that you. Whew.
Ooh,
nervous.
What should I ask Rowena?
Nervous.
I'm going to ask you the same thing, actually.
The same thing?
Yeah, the same thing.
So you already know the first answer. We both met.
Yeah.
I think. And the thing is, I've been hearing about you from before. I'm sure you didn't hear about me before because, obviously
there
were
so many
planning
people. It was always friends, my friend.
Exactly.
I didn't know specifically.
But I always heard about you. And even when he proposed and he sent me he texted me, he's like, yo, Ro, guess what? Because at the time, I think Jerome and I were a lot closer because we used to do the youth ministry at his church. So we used to be leaders there, Jerome and Tracy and stuff. So he texted me and said, yo, and I thought he was joking, I'm like, wait, what? First of all, I've been hearing about this girl, but not for length of time. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm like, yo.
It all happens so quick.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And then, so when he invited me now to the thing, I'm like, oh my God. I don't think I get on very well with girls.
Me too. I'm exactly the same.
So for me, I was a bit like, I wonder because you know how friendly Jerome is.
Yeah.
If you guys watching and you know Jerome is
very friendly. Like, he's the nicest person you can meet. It's just
exactly
nice. Yeah, lovely.
Right. And if you don't know him, by the way, he has the same temperament as Mervyn does.
Exactly.
Exactly
the same.
Right. So I know how that dynamic is. So I'm like, that's my bro. We used to call each other bestie and whatnot. Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, when Rachel comes now, hopefully she's not a suck-up girl. You know one of them girls that be...
Yep.
And I'm like, because I don't get out with girls. But then I met you and I'm thinking, oh my God, you are so nice and considerate.
I'm glad.
And considerate. And we got on like this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we used to go to different occasions and stuff. We even went to, was it Bedford? What was it called?
Oh, Milton Keynes.
Oh
my gosh, that was so fun.
Listen, we just got on like this. We'd be sitting down chatting for we can chat for ages, guys. And it's like nothing.
The snake. Oh my God, the snake.
You guys saw that in the vlog. We went to Milton Keynes and we went on this paddle boat thing.
Yeah, like a swan thing.
Yeah. And I was telling these guys, him and Big Ed Mervyn, that there's a snake in the water. And you guys, I do not like snakes. I hate it. And you know how I feel then I'm saying, guys, there's a snake in the water.
Yeah.
None of them listening. When I came out, one of the guys who actually works at a place, he's like, yeah, we get the water snake sometimes. And I'm like, yo.
It was a grass snake. Yeah. It was,
They didn't believe me.
They didn't believe her. And me and her was screaming at the back, like, there's a snake. And they was like, yeah, right.
I'm like, guys.
But I remember when you got off the bit, because you were so annoyed because you seen the snake, didn't you? You were so upset.
Mervyn knows I hate snakes. I was so annoyed because I'm like, how am I here telling you that there's a snake and you're telling me no?
And they wasn't pedaling any faster, was they?
They're just chilling.
They were pedaling. They were supposed to be pedaling.
We're in the back.
Yeah,
we live
obviously.
Come on.
No, but when you got off the boat, right? When you got off, I thought it was going to capsize. I was like, no, wait.
Because, listen, I'm trying to be out of there. Because you know what was going through my head? I'm thinking, bro, if this was worse, right?
Anaconda or something.
As I said, guys, these guys literally didn't pay me any attention, and then we got out there like, oh, okay, so they actually, mate, we could have been eaten by the time.
Yeah. And the guy came with his speedboat to have a look at what we was looking at, didn't he? But he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I was livid because I'm like, you guys need to listen.
That was the first time I ever seen a snake, ever. Like, yeah. I didn't even know we had snakes in England. I did not know.
These guys didn't listen, man. I was livid. I'll tell you that much. Jeez. But yeah, well, here we are today. Going through all those experiences. Here we are today.
Yeah.
We talk about friendships.
Whew.
This is a topic to unpack, boy, because I've had some experiences.
I've had some friends. I've had some friends.
But all right, let's get into it, right?
Okay.
What is your definition of a friend?
Someone that you can rely on, and ultimately who can rely on you too.
Yeah.
Who's loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Who keeps their mouth closed and doesn't speak your
This
business.
conversation is between me and you.
Yes, me and you,
Mm-hmm.
not anybody else.
Yeah.
Somebody who's thoughtful as much as I am to them.
Right.
Like I want it to be reciprocated. If I'm giving to you,
naturally,
I expect you to naturally give back.
Right.
Match my energy.
Yeah.
Match my love, that sort of thing. So yeah. That would be my definition of a friend.
Yeah. I agree. I love that you listed like the characteristics like loyal, kind, even the considerate bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes though, like as friends, right? I appreciate that we are different in the sense that what I might think about, you might not necessarily think about it.
Yeah.
So you can love me. We were even talking about this the other day, love languages, right?
Oh yeah.
That is not just within your partner, that's within friendships as well. Right?
Everybody has a love language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know how I love to receive love and my friends, right? But there's sometimes when I feel like I am so considerate, down to the nitty gritty. I would think about, because I'm like, yo, if my friend's doing this, I'm gonna make sure boom boom boom.
Yeah.
And I don't see that back, and I'm just like, okay, at what point do I stop giving and just be like, yo, let me be and let them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that you mentioned considerate and thoughtful, and it's just a matter of us appreciating as well that different people have different, they might not have the same resources, so they might not be able to spend as much as we do. But it's just in the simple actions as well. Call me, check up on me. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Simple things. If I put up a video, I shouldn't be telling you, go subscribe. What? You're my friend, mate. Yeah. Check out my video and be pushing it too.
You should be sending it to other people.
This is what I mean. Because if I'm going to win, if I'm your friend, my friend's winning as well, mate. I'll tell you that much. If there's products going out, I'm going to be pushing friendship. I love it. Do you think you're a good friend?
I feel that I am a good friend. Mm-hmm. Some people may disagree. I don't know.
I'd rather you're not.
Leave it down below.
You can agree to disagree.
If you don't agree, put a comment down below. I'll get back to you.
Can you imagine?
We had this argument in 2005 or something. Yeah. No, I believe I'm a good friend. I'm supportive. I'm loyal. Everything that a friend should be.
Yeah.
However, I like my space too. I like my space. I'm an introvert, so I like my space too. So I like to have friends that are not too clingy.
Yeah.
Ugh. And this is why and this is why I don't really have girlfriends apart from you, of course. Because me and you were very similar. We're very similar like that. But I hate clingy girls. Mm-hmm. So for me, I feel like I'm a good friend. Yeah. And I'm sure there's room for improvement.
Yeah,
naturally. I'm sure there's much room for improvement.
And that's a good point as well. Because like sometimes as people, like, I believe I'm a good friend. I don't even believe, I know I'm a good friend. Excuse? I'm an excellent friend, right? I'll tell you that for free. But like, I also do have my moments when I get into myself, when I get into my space. Especially when, like, say I just went through like an event that triggered something from my past or something like that. Like, I get into my own space. And even though a lot of people say to me, Roena, you're not an introvert, I am I will tell you that. Like,
I think you are. I think you're an introvert.
I am, but sometimes I come across as being, that doesn't mean because I'm an introvert I cannot be extroverted when it requires it.
You can be an introvert,
but it takes more energy out of me. So sometimes, especially when I go off and I'm in public and I'm doing something, like when I get back home, I just want to be in my room. I don't need to talk to anybody. I need to recoup and gain back my energy and stuff. But I do think that sometimes as well, people might misinterpret me going into my shell as me kind of standoffish and stuff, and it's not
and
that.
not wanting contact.
Yeah.
I was exactly like that when I got married. So, something you might not know is when we got married, I was very overwhelmed by the amount of people that was there, and I kept going to the bathroom and hiding in the toilets, disabled toilets, just to have like that moment of because I'm quite an introvert, and I have to kind of pump myself up
to get, and it really does. Oh, guys, I cannot tell you, like
tiring.
it really does take a toll on you.
Yeah,
and I would imagine if you're in that setting and you're the main attraction, so to speak, because
my sister so much. Everyone was like, "Where's Rachel? Where's Rachel?" And I was just hiding in the disabled toilets.
It is not even so much, and the wedding day, it's not even so much the groom. It is the bride that people come to see, the dress, the this and that, and everybody's approaching you.
Yeah.
So the pressure is getting realer.
But people don't understand the introvert extrovert bit, because sometimes we have to match other people's energy, because otherwise you just, kind of got to be all things to all people, haven't you? In a sense, you kind of adapt.
And when people see in certain setting, they just assume, oh yeah, she's extroverted because you just got up and went to do that. No, because I knew this was coming and I prepared myself mentally. Like people don't even understand that there's a lot of background work. I am preparing.
I need to know what time I'm coming home. That's what I need to know. What time I need to know. To prepare myself. But then you've got to have friends that are also understanding of that, because a lot of my friends are quite extroverted. Yeah. So I found that sometimes when I was growing up, I found that we clashed a lot, because I didn't realize I was an introvert. Yeah. So I would start to get frustrated and flustered, and then I would just stop speaking to people. It would just be like a cut, because when someone becomes too much, I ended up just cutting off people, because I found it too overwhelming.
It wasn't given.
Yeah,
we can't do that.
There's only one friend that I've had since I was a child, my best friend, who is a boy, which might explain everything. Okay. I can't deal with girls. I find them more clingy, a lot more clingy.
And not even just clingy. When it comes to drama.
Oh, drama.
Listen, you see with drama, I can't, you see, because as I said before, I'm an introvert. So it takes even energy for me to even go into new places and meet people. Oh my gosh, I will forever say this. I have a friend, D, I know you watch it. Because we know you watch it, right? So let me just shout out D real quick, because I remember when I came to the UK, I met D at my first ever job in the UK. And D is very much, I would say, we're opposite in terms. We're similar, but very opposite as well. They will be friendly. They will go like, "Hiya, Bob." She's like that. Me, you would have to probably approach me before I can facilitate a conversation. But I remember even when I started my YouTube channel, to this day, when I meet people and they be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Whatever, D has to be the one that jumps in to say, "Okay, she has a YouTube channel. What she does. This is what she do. Go subscribe." And I'm like, D, to tell them this, and I'm like, "Yo, I appreciate them friendships that they just understand you. I don't even try to change. They just be like, "Yo, this is how she is." Yeah. And she's cool as hell, but this is just how she is, So, that was all fun and nice and stuff. But let's go into really the root of the matter now, the meat of it. Yes. Because we want to get into when it's not as nice. So when it's not as friendly, when you're not as considerate and stuff. When you start to sense a shift in your friendship. You ever have one of them situations where it's not a particular thing, but the energy or the vibe is just different? My last friendship, my last long friendship that I had, exactly that. But the energy just changes, and it's not. It's sometimes you don't even have a concrete thing. It's not like a thing where you're gonna be like, okay, this. But it's a multiple of things, though. I think it accumulates. It's a little thing, and little tiny things just accumulate to make some. And then you just start sensing the change, and then you go around a person, and the vibe is just not the same. Like, bro, we used to be kicking and chilling and everything, and now it's just not given. Yeah. Well, what I always say is the scripture, Ecclesiastes 3. For everything, there's a season, a time, a place. This is what I base friendship on as well, because not everybody is supposed to be in your life forever. Every stage. Sometimes people are there to help you to grow, and you're there to help other people grow. Yeah. Or you're there for a certain situation where God's placed you in that position. Not everybody is supposed to be your friend for life. Not everybody. And that's a hard pill to swallow, you know. Especially when you love, because when I love people deeply. Yeah. And especially when I love you deeply, bro, and then I sense something shifting away, and I'm just like, God, what are you doing? What are you trying to tell me? Like, is this really? And then, have you ever had a friend that has hurt you badly? I tell you, when you gotta sit down, like that one took me aback. I've had 2 situations that really took me aback. Like that I had to really go sit down on my bed and say,
reevaluate.
Let me think about this really again.
Let me see.
Because how you could have, like, you know, and you know what's scary? The fact that your friends used to be like, are the closest ones to you. You tell them
everything.
Right? And I think I've gained like a coping mechanism where I don't tell people as much just because of the past experiences, right? So I start holding back some stuff because I'm just like, yo, I don't even know who I want to trust you, but I don't know, right? But I've had this friend, yeah, I won't get too specific, but bro, this person stopped liking me or something. But bear in mind that this person was coming to my house.
Oh.
Bear in mind that this person gave me food to eat. As I said, if you're my friend, you eat my food you know what I mean? It's never at that. Like if you would never come to my house and not eat, I would never come to yours. Like we are friends. You're my sister, bro. You know what I mean? We used to be sharing like, bro. And then I'm finding out that she's talking to somebody else behind my back about me, not knowing the person is coming to me
and saying, "Oh God."
And I'm there sitting and saying, "No, this is." When the person told me, I'm like, "That cannot be real," because I saw her last Thursday. Like we sat together. She came to my house in the evening.
How can you pretend?
And we ate together. She brought something for me to eat. And we sat and ate together. And now I'm just thinking, you could have poisoned me, and I had no idea.
Because you felt like everything was good in your head. Like there was nothing, no inkling,
nothing. That's the one that got me. And then because I usually think, I can be quite a good judge of character.
Yeah,
that messed me up because I'm thinking I didn't see that one coming.
I think sometimes, like me as well, I'm a good judge of character, and sometimes I find that I'm very good at judging other people's situation, but when it comes to myself, I cannot read the signs. I cannot see it.
God, this happened with signs in my forehead, and
literally I can't see it.
Oh God, show me
like I could be telling someone, you know, your boyfriend this, that is no good, whatever, and sat with someone that is no good for me, but I can't see it. How's that possible?
Exactly. Like that is so true. And that's why they say like love is blind. And it's not just love when it comes to your partner, but even in friendships. Like sometimes your friends be saying certain stuff and they say it as a joke, and sometimes in that joke they're manifesting. It's serious. Yeah, it's serious. It's a lot of things they're manifesting and they're saying, and you're like, do you actually believe it? Like, you know what I mean? And they try to play it off as a joke.
But you can tell from people's body language as well if they mean something or don't mean it. And you can tell in the deliverance of that message that they gave you. You can tell in that deliverance if it was meant to cut deep or not.
I will tell you this much. When that happened, I am telling you, forever I was, to this day, I still don't understand. I can't even, like, you know, sometimes when things happen, you're trying to say, all right, let me try to see from their point of view. Let me try to see why she would do that. To this day, I don't see why, because I don't think I'm a person where if we're friends, you can't come and say, "Ro, da da da." In fact, that's why I love me and Dee's friendship so much, because whenever I do something wrong, I can be like, Dee says to me, "Yo, Ro, da 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 da," and
pull you up, yeah,
and I do the same back,
yeah.
And like people might say I'm blunt, or people might say, but I'm like, bro, it's honesty.
That's a friend won't just let you go around.
Exactly. Tell me when I'm doing madness, and do the same. I do the same back. Yeah. That's how our friendship works, and that's how any relationship works. We're working on helping each other.
100%.
And what I don't like as well is people when they gaslight you, your friends. When you tell them something that like affects you, and they almost blame you for making it affect you. Like, what is that?
I acted this way because you're
too this, or you're too sensitive. You're too, oh my God.
Yeah.
Instead of taking the feedback on and be like, okay, cool, I never knew that would affect you. Or to say, bear in mind that we all have different experiences. We all have different pasts. So we all have different triggers, right? A joke might be funny to me, but not be funny to you because of what you've been through and because of what triggers
different traumas.
So instead of gaslighting and blaming the person, putting them to one side, how about we start saying, okay, this is how I meant it. So it's all fair and well to say, you might have taken it this way, but I didn't mean it like this. So this is how I meant it. But going forward, I'll take what you said on, and either I no longer say that to you, or whenever I say that, if I may slip up and say this, you don't know where I'm coming from, so you don't feel that same.
Because some people don't feel like, some people don't feel like they have to apologize, and because they meant what they did. So, for instance, I might say something to you and it's hurt your feelings. Yeah. But it's still how I felt. Yeah. But I say, so how do you kind of how do you deliver that? But I say, to my husband. You know, you don't have to apologize for what you said.
It's how
you can apologize for how it made me feel.
Right.
And this is what we kind of got to have an understanding of things, because sometimes we have to say something.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to hurt that person, and we don't necessarily want to hurt them.
But it's just that
it
for improvement to happen.
Yeah. To make any kind of, to create an understanding, we've got to verbalize the stuff that we don't like and we do like. And I feel like a lot of friends, they pretend until it becomes too much.
Yeah, and we live in a society that no one wants to address. It's almost like we're all trying to be out here acting as if we don't have feelings and emotions, and we don't know how to properly communicate and effectively communicate, and not just speak, but also listen and take the feedback on.
And I think that communication is from social media and from the internet. We're kind of disconnected from people.
And in real life,
you can't deliver messages. So, for instance, if we have a problem and I send you a text message, what I'm trying to say to you might not get through to you in that way, because you can't hear my tone, you can't see my body language. And this is when a lot of friendships, miscommunications, and a lot of people fall out with each other.
We need to understand how to approach topics. How do we tackle that then? How can we...
But I feel like we don't talk, we talk.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about our friendship, really. We always talk about maybe other people or other situations. But when we sit down to talk to each other, we're not going to be like, you know what I really like about you, Roe. We don't really do that.
That's true, you know.
We don't.
We be talking about everything. We're friends, so we just be talking about everything else that's going on, but we're not developing our own relationship. That's true. That's a good point. I think for us to like start having better relationships and more fruitful relationships, start having some checkups on your friendship, some honest conversations, and just be like, okay, how do you think our friendship is? Because guys, everything like needs improvement plans. We don't, even as friends, how do you become friends? You work on it, you start talking, you get to know each other more. So how about, this is what I do personally in my relationship with my partner. So like every so often I'd be like, yo, how do you like our relationship? What do you think could be improved?
But that's important.
But like we don't do that in our friendships. And I think that's something we could take on.
And we feel like we don't want to hurt that person's feelings. But I call it an MOT. So, you know, like every year you go and get your car MOT. Yeah. So just like that, me and my husband, we have an MOT. So maybe every so often we'll have a conversation that might be a bit hurtful. But then once we get past it, once we've discussed it and said, you know what, we don't necessarily like about each other. Not that deep,
but what could be improved?
Yeah. So what we do is we take like the criticism and then we try and improve on it, because we've got to realize that all different, and we've all been brought up differently. So I've had to learn to communicate with friends and with my husband. So before, I wasn't very good at verbalizing how I felt. I would just go from 1 to 100.
Right.
Like, I'm mad. That's it. Like, don't wind me up, because it. Yeah. But now I've had to learn to verbalize that pain or verbalize the upset that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same in friendship. We have to verbalize. If someone's just upset you, I don't like what you just said to me yesterday. That really hurt my feelings. It made me feel like blah, blah, blah.
And then explain exactly. And then explain.
Exactly. And you have to create an understanding. So they have to understand why it made you. can't just say, don't say that to me because I didn't like it. The end. You've got to actually explain. Yeah. And
where you're coming from.
And it takes work. You got to put in work. And it's like marriage, friendship, you got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work and, you know, care for each other and actually listen to each other.
Yeah.
You're not going to go any further.
That's so
You're going to stop in your tracks.
Yeah. And we're not going to build on it, and we might eventually end.
It's just going to crumble.
And on the flip side as well, creating a space where your friends know that they can come and raise any issues that they have with you. Like, don't just be closed off and be stuck in your ways and say, well, that's how I am. We use it a lot, I think. Just be like, this is how I am.
This is how she is. Yeah.
We can all change. If you look around you guys, nothing around you is remaining the same. You realize that. So why do you think that you have to remain the same? Like, we should be on a path of continuously improving ourselves. We're not perfect.
No. And we never will reach that.
And we're never going to reach there. But we can try to be somewhat
You have to kind of check yourself. Every so often, just check yourself. Check to make sure that the way you're presenting yourself to your friends, your family is correct.
And be real.
Yeah. You have
be real about it and have some real conversations. Because even sometimes we talk about, we check ourselves and we sit down thinking, oh, I'm perfect, everybody's screwed. That's not true. Because I've had to sit down and do some self-reevaluation and be like, you can come across quite harsh. Because as I said to you guys, I'm quite I'm very honest and I'm very open when it comes to like expressing myself, but sometimes I can do that in a way that's off-putting and that might offend someone just because I say it as it is, right? But I appreciate that I'm living in a generation that we were never told really or taught how to express emotions fully, and that comes down to society
it's a
in a
cultural thing as well.
And then in
especially.
Jamaica, we thought we don't show this and we're savages. Like, oh my God, that's the era I'm coming from. So like I gotta understand that not everyone kind of has the same like expectations and mentality as I do, and sometimes I have to meet people where they are, and I've been going through that. Like I feel like back in the days I used to try to change people, change their mindset and stuff, and I just feel like, bro, you're kidding yourself out here because that's not your duty. Why are you trying to change people? You can accept this person for who they are, but still prompt them to try to improve if if you see something. But meet people where they are, because like sometimes we'll be trying to change, and I'm like, if God made us all the same, it would be such a boring world.
Boring.
We all had to be different. Can you imagine if I had 100 million Roenies in the world? God damn. Why? Because no, we all have to be different. We all have to be different, man. So that's good. Like on the flip side, guys, as much as it's good expressing yourself, also be very open to hearing criticism or constructive feedback, as I like to call it. Right? Don't take it too harsh. But yeah. How though would you deal with a friend who you realize is jealous? Because there are bad friends and then there's good friends, but I feel like jealous friends are a different kettle of fish altogether. Because by the mere definition of friendship, your friend should not be jealous. That's like a contradiction, because my friend should not be jealous of me.
I think I've really experienced jealousy that I've known, that I've known about. That is someone's someone's opinion on me. I've not really experienced that, but I've seen certain things. I've seen little things about people, that maybe spiteful things or that people do, but I've not really experienced jealousy
in a friendship.
Yeah, but if I was to experience it, I feel like I'll just cut it off.
I
do feel like I'm I've just cut it off. Like obviously after a time, if it's just a consistent thing of jealousy and that person doesn't want you to grow. If they're going to be constantly jealous of you rather than happy for you and rather than pumping you up, I don't feel like that person deserves to be around you.
Have you ever then been in a friendship where when good things are happening for you, it's almost like you kind of hesitate to tell a friend because you don't want them to think that you're bragging?
Yes.
Have you ever been in that?
Okay, yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So then would you not class that as somewhat of a jealousy? Because then if I have to prevent myself from telling you this because I don't want you to think I don't want you to think I am bragging.
No, because there's certain situations that could that I could be going through that you might not want to say. So I'll give you an example of that. For me, I have friends that are having children and having kids. And so with my situation and having a hysterectomy scheduled, I find it hard. And I do get jealous and I do get really teary and I get upset about it. So it's a hard one for, like, there's certain situations where it's hard not to be jealous about a situation. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad friend to feel like if someone is feeling that way, that's how they're feeling. Like, because sometimes you can hope and want for something and never get it.
Okay. So that's a different viewpoint. I'm loving this conversation.
I would personally say that I get jealous. I do, and I get upset
because it's something that you
really want, and I can't have. So your friend, if you flip it around, they could be experiencing something that they feel like they won't be able to get or achieve.
But all right, so that I feel like is quite a specific case, because that has nothing to do with what's in your control. That's happening because that's something out of your control, right?
But sometimes it can project as that though. So I could then stop talking to you or start being nasty if I wanted to. Well, not saying I would, but I could start being nasty or pushing you away, and then that could then end up affecting our friendship. So you're thinking it's a nasty jealousy, but really it's a pain. It's the pain. There's situations where maybe you could be flourishing. Let's say you're making loads and loads of money, and your friend is having hard times right now, but you don't know about it because she's not expressed that to you, because she wants you to enjoy yourself. She might have some sort of form of jealousy, or it might come off that way, and you might feel like you can't tell her things
because she's going through.
So it's
It's a 50-50 one for me, because I can see definitely from your point of view in terms of, I can see that there's some instances where due to life situations and stuff, you would know in your head, you just common sense really would tell you, okay, maybe let me not push that as much because they're going through this right now, whatever. I feel like that's a different situation though, because that's common sense, and that's me taking into consideration my friend's feelings because of what I know she's personally going through.
But what if you really want to tell them that news though? Because they're your friend.
Before we even get to there, let's address the other end of the spectrum now, where people are just not happy to see you prosper.
Full stop.
Right, full stop.
And there's no reason.
It's no reason behind that. It's just literally you're prospering. You're both coming from the same space, whatever, and they can't understand why you were getting all this and they can't get it. And they're not even seeing that half the work you're doing. They're not seeing what you're putting out. Nothing. They're just downright upset because you are doing this. Those are
not the sort of friends that you want, and those are not the sort of friends that you should keep.
And then I feel like, because my question was gonna be, like, when you start realizing that you're not feeling in the mood to go tell that friend, I think it then becomes a problem. But then now that you've raised from that different angle, I'm thinking, okay, like me trying to understand the source of where that's coming from. Then
jealousy always comes from something.
Exactly.
It's not just there,
and it's
comes
just
from
the source that we need to understand to then decide whether or not that's a good friend or a bad friend. Because as you said, I can be jealous of you, but
still love you and want you and happy for you,
and
happy for you at the same time. I can be jealous of these women that are having their children, but happy for them at the same time. But it's just hard for me to share because I'm feeling that pain. I'm feeling that pain.
Ooh.
So whether you're succeeding or whatever, and you're feeling a bit of resistance, jealousy wise, or you might feel like, you know, you can't tell them certain things. Maybe they just you need to have that conversation with them. Like, why it feels like when I talk about a certain thing that you behave. Yeah, you have to have that conversation. Ooh. And then they might be able to say,
that's good.
I feel this, maybe I act this way because I'm going through this. And or they can just say, that could just be their personality.
Yeah.
They could just be and then you can cut that off.
Okay.
But if they give you a good example, a good reason.
So in your situation now, if like one of your friends got pregnant and stuff, how would you want them to approach you?
Oh, it's a difficult one, because no matter how they say it, I'm still gonna feel away. But I wouldn't want to not be told.
Would you feel away if they didn't tell you?
Yeah, I would as well. So you can't win. You literally. So my brother, he just recently had a baby.
Yeah.
And when he told me, oh my gosh, I was hysterical. I was crying. Like, really? I was so upset. But at the same time, I was happy for him. But I couldn't show that. Like, as soon as he told, it was like an instant switch, crying. So, but
you must be in a constant conundrum then, like a constant internal battle. Yeah. It's like yin and yang, because I'm happy for you, but I can't.
I feel like, I said to my husband, if I know that someone is actively trying to have a baby, it's not so much of a shock. It's when it comes out of nowhere and like that's what I have time to prepare myself.
Okay.
But I find when people just take me off guard, it's like I don't know.
Do you almost like kind of feel like it's a slap in your face or something? But
not that they intentionally did something to hurt me. I just feel, I don't know how to describe it myself, because I feel like that's something I'm still trying to work through. Right. It's something that I'm still trying to work on, and I've noticed that in myself, and that's part of being a good friend as well, is noticing the certain things that trigger you. Or
I was gonna say that's really really mature of you to even come and admit that, to say, actually this affects me and I don't not want you to tell me.
Yeah.
But when you tell me, I might bust out crying.
Yeah, I can't help it. I really can't help it. It's just like literally a switch. I'm pregnant. Literally. Congratulations. I can't stop it. I don't, like, I'm laughing now, but
then do you act weird around that person if they say that or whatnot?
I feel like I distance myself. I do feel like I distance myself from. I think my problem is the whole pregnancy phase. Once the baby's here, I'm a bit better. Okay. I think it's just like the pregnancy phase.
Yeah. Okay.
So I kind of like avoid it. Like,
yeah. Okay.
And I don't know how to deal with it, because I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to bring the vibe down.
Yeah.
But I've got to kind of like find a balance where I can be excited for them,
but still knowing that I am going to.
So that's something that I'm having to evaluate and like try and understand myself, because I don't know how to stop it. I really don't know how to stop it.
Oh, girl, wow. But what if that's like a close friend? But to be fair, you say your best friend's a boy, so that would never happen.
Well,
right? But what if like that friend was a close girl, yeah? Because don't you feel like sometimes like the breakups that we be having with our friends, man, it's deeper than the ones we be having with our partners. Because boy, before the partner was here, my friend was there, and we'd be talking about him. When he sent me the first text the first time, I'm like, yo, this you know what I mean? Like, it used to be that.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It is heartbreaking. But I feel like after my first major friendship fallout, I kind of didn't become close to another girl like that again, another person.
So kind of like a build up of coping mechanism, so to speak.
My first experience, like we grew up together, we was best friends and everything, and I kind of took the wrong path, and I started doing things out of my character, but I was not self-harming physically, but I was sabotaging. And instead of that friend supporting me or, you know,
helping you back,
trying to direct me back, that person was like, no, I don't believe the way that you're living is right, and I just don't want to.
So they were just judgmental.
It was literally just that and goodbye, and that was it. And
they didn't even talk to you. Did you try to?
They just ignored me for ages, and I still don't have that clip. Like, we talk when we see each other, we'll say hi and maybe a little chit, but it's never the same anymore. And that was like my sister. I lived with her for, like, when I was at school, I lived with her for a very long period of time. And then to find out that, one, she doesn't like the person I am anymore, which is fair enough. But
it still hurts.
It still hurts. And two, it was not ever speaking to this person again. I'm not going to ever have a chance to laugh with her, talk with her, hug her, like, and tell her my story. She's not going to be there at my wedding. You know, there were certain things I was thinking, and it, like, I was friends with this person since they came to England. So probably like toddlers, 3, 4, 5, around that age. And we were inseparable. Where she was, I was. And it was always that person and Rachel, Rachel. We were wearing the same clothes, you know, we were so close. So it broke my heart, like, not having her anymore broke my heart. And I never developed another friendship like that again.
Because you just knew I couldn't go through that again.
I've never developed, never. And I've got my other best friend, but we, all three of us, grew up together. But obviously, because she was a girl, we was closer. But it just...
And that's the thing about friendship breakups. Like, it's never the same. Even when we speak afterwards, it's just not the same, bro. We just messed it up. And I think friendship breakups, like, are different. We don't even talk about it enough, because, bro, we talking about boyfriend and relationship breakups. These friendship breakups be hurting.
I feel like we just think that people just move on when we stop talking to someone.
Because remember, you get so used to someone being in your life, like, they become like a permanent figure in your life. They held like a spot in your heart in your entire life, in just how you probably operate on a day to day. Like, removing that person now, it's like, okay, you might even take up the phone and be like, oh, yo, this happened, I need to share it, and they're like, oh crap, we don't run like that. We don't run like that no more. I want to go here and I can't even say.
Even sometimes I miss that friendship, because even though I don't like having girls as a friend, that was the one friend, girlfriend that I knew that, like, that was my girl, like my sister, person. That was, you know, I protected her at all costs, whatever it is. Someone's hurting her, I'm hurting them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was ride or die. So when I went down that path, and I know, like, looking back now, I know I was sabotaging, and I know that, and I know that I was in pain, but I didn't know why, and I didn't know how to kind of express that. So I hid it through whatever it is that I was doing. I hid it. So I was expecting that person to kind of help me or see that and kind of be like, look, especially we need to talk, but not just ignore that's the problem, and then just vanish.
You know what it is? I think we all need to, like, just be better human beings.
Communication,
just be
like,
better
it's so
human
important
beings,
to
bro.
being a good human being. Communication.
Don't just feel like we gotta cut people off. Sometimes people just need to know that you believe in them and know that you see them. Like, you see, like, bro. You see, in this world where everything's going so fast, sometimes people just literally need to know that, bro, I see you and I love you. But I know that you can be better than who you are right now.
But
you
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for those people, though. Even though those people hurt me, they were there at a time that I needed them.
Yeah, but
Most
at the same time,
most of them.
So I'm grateful to them for that, but at the same time, I feel like we are living in a generation of hurt people because of simple communication stuff. So sometimes I'm just like, bro, so now you messed me up. So now the next girl who wanna come be my friend probably don't even get the same RoRo because I'm not trusting her like how I know I could have trusted her because of what you did.
And that's the same in a relationship with a man as
well.
It's the same sort
so
of
we'll
thing.
be bringing the same hurt, and that's why I feel like we are kind of the way we are today. We'll be bringing the same hurt from past trauma into like different days, and we'll be like judging the same, like new people with the same way those old people that like made us feel. And I feel like it's just so bad because we're carrying all this luggage, and it's just not healthy for anybody, for neither the person we're meeting nor ourselves. And we just need to learn to unpack all of those luggages and really do an introspect. Like sometimes it's really good to sit down with yourself and just start loving your own company and start learning about you. You understand what triggers you. Why is this triggering me?
Yeah.
What have I gone through in the past that makes this trigger me?
It's so important. Before I met Jerome, obviously I had relationships before, but I think it was 3 or 4 years just being single.
Yeah.
And I had to take that time to understand myself and to learn about myself and to fix the problems that I had with myself.
Hey,
I had to, and I feel like if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been happy with Jerome. I wouldn't have been happy. Not because he doesn't make me happy, but because I would have done something to create a problem.
And because you now know yourself, so you know what you tolerate, what you would not accept.
Yeah.
And because you are so sure and certain of who you are, that means whenever you meet someone, you let them know straight up, this is what I do, this is what I'm about.
And that's what you need to do with your friends. And that's what you need to do with your friends. Just like you have a conversation.
Mind you, people change. So don't get me wrong. Like sometimes, like how I evaluated myself 5 years. That's not the same ROENA you meet today. And I often say to people, the ROENA you meet 6 months ago even is not even the same ROENA you're meeting today because I'm continuously improving myself.
Got to.
But I always come from a place where I know who I am.
Yep.
Where no one can shift me and say that because bro, right across the board, you ask anybody, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, ROENA is this. They'll tell you that for free. While I'm continuously improving, there's certain aspects that do not change. My core features, they don't change. When it comes to loyalty, when it comes to honesty, when it comes to being a good friend, being a good person overall, there's some things that it will not change.
Structure,
That structure is there.
That foundation. Yes, that foundation. Yeah.
So you have them key things that make you up, and then all the other stuff be fluff. Like, you know what I mean? Everything else is just alright. But having that and fully understanding where you are, not just in a relationship, but in a friendship as well. And Rachel said something earlier that made me, when I did this, it's also improving yourself. Because as much as we love to blame others around us, sometimes we be attracting what we are.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that louder for people. Sometimes we be attracting the energy that we give off.
Yeah.
Sometimes we try to understand, why is it that that all my friends be betraying me, or all my this be happening, or I'm always in some clash. Because bro, that's the energy, that's the vibe you're giving off.
Yeah.
That's what you come with. So you attract. You know how they be like birds of a feather flock together?
Yeah.
Bro, sometimes when all this drama, and you ever seen some girls just always in drama, always in this.
I hate it.
And you're just like, why? Why is this drama always finding you? You need to take a step back. Go reevaluate yourself and see what is in me that's maybe attracting everything else, or what is in me that's triggering everything else that's then starting the drama. Because it's not always everybody else's fault. Sometimes it be your own. And that is a hard pill to swallow. But the sooner you can be real with yourself, that's the sooner your life's going to be better anyway. Because you can improve yourself and then move on.
Amen.
That's our TED Talk.
I love that.
That's our TED Talk.
Woo!
But yeah. It's been almost an hour.
And you know what? Like, it's literally made me think. I'm sat here just thinking about how I could be a better friend or how I could improve myself. So it was nice having that conversation.
Because we do that sometimes. Like we talk about friendships and we're like, but we don't put that back on ourselves. Am I a good friend? What could, like, if I was in my friend's shoe, how would you view me? Like, how would this operate? And sometimes I'm thinking now, like sometimes when I get into myself, maybe I need to express that more, that I might be off for a couple of days. but it's not you, it's me. It's literally not you, it's me. I just need time to recoup back. You know, I might need to express that so they don't feel like I'm not checking up or I'm not reaching out or they have to reach out to me sometimes. Because sometimes I go to my phases where my friends gotta be the ones reaching out, man, or just not reaching out. And for months we probably don't speak. But I'm so grateful for my friends for also understanding me. And I just want to say, like, my friends.
Me too.
Thank you for understanding me. I absolutely love you. I don't have a lot, but I absolutely love you guys. Obviously, obviously Shanice, big up on herself because, Rachel, you're here and you know, Thank you guys for just understanding me and for allowing me to even be myself. Like, I remember having relationships in the past where if I expressed myself and said, like, guys, I felt offended by this, they were like, oh, you're too sensitive, or you too this. And I'm just like, I've never had that with these lot. They sit down and listen and they'll be like, okay, cool. So next time, boom, going forward. Or I never mean this, but whatever. Like, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. Right? And if you're a friend, and you must be a friend. If you're a human being, you must have at least one person that's your friend. Just maybe do an introspect. See how you come across and see if you were in your friend's shoes, would you appreciate how you came across to them? Maybe that would help you understand what it is you can change about yourself.
And how to be a good friend.
And to be a good friend. If you don't want it for yourself, then probably your friend wouldn't want it as well.
Do better.
Do better. Let's be on a path of continuous improvement. None of us are perfect. We all have our times. And we all have our moody days. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't be moody as well. That's not true. You can be. We're all human. We all go through it. Some days we're up here. Some days we're down there. And it's a cycle. But, we can learn to communicate better. We can learn to express ourselves better. And then we can all just start living a healthier relationship. Not just when it comes to your male or your significant other. But in your friendships.
Yeah.
In every relationship.
I love that. Perfect.
And that's how we're going to end it today.
Perfect.
That's how we're going to end it, guys. I really, really do hope that you stuck around for the entire video. I hope that you learned something from us. I think we dropped some gems. Yeah.
Learn from our mistakes as well.
Yeah. And I appreciate, like, just having you on because you even, when I say just in friendship, like, you made me see from a different angle. Like, sometimes, bro, it's not even that they're not happy for you. It's just that they're going through something that they don't know how to fully understand yet. And when you bring that up, it triggers a hurt. That's it. Oh, man, that has just made me think. So sometimes, I got to be mindful. Sometimes I be in my season of blessing while somebody's in their season when in the valley. Yeah. So, we got to be, it just mindful. Comes back. Just be mindful as well and be very considerate. And we know stuff. Don't be pushing it in others' face sometimes. But as well, on the opposite side, we be having friends that don't want to celebrate you. They not for no reason. They just don't want to celebrate you. We're not about that life. Your friends should be celebrating you. And if you're a friend and you have somebody that's doing something, like, big them up, help them. Like, let them know that, bro, I see what you're doing. I'm proud of you. I'm going to share this. Be a friend. Yeah. Be a friend. Oh, my gosh. Our first episode has finished. How have you enjoyed it?
I've loved it. And I always love our chats anyway. We always go deep, don't we?
We always say this. We're like, guys, listen, this is not a show. For real, this is how we talk. Literally how we talk. Go all the way in. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you feel nervous?
I was very nervous at the start, but I don't know why. It's
just exactly.
Just a chat. Just a normal conversation that we would have.
Only thing is being filmed now and the world's gonna see and they can add their 2 pence.
Don't forget to comment, friends. The people that have not been a good friend to, don't forget to comment down below. And I will try and improve myself for you, okay? Yeah.
Right, we accept it. Constructive criticism. We're here for it. We be preaching to you guys. We're here for it as well. Say, actually, Ro.
Actually, you know what? You wasn't a good friend to me the other.
Don't get too deep now.
Don't expose
because
me
I'm human.
How
can I take offense? All right, but nah. I appreciate you so much for joining.
Thank you so for having me. Thank you for having me, sir.
No problem. Guys, make sure that you check my description box. They'll be having a lot of different information that you need to see, all the links and stuff. Also, go check my previous RoRo Speaks episodes because they were fire as well. And turn your post notifications on because we'll be having some more episodes coming through. So that whenever I post, you guys can see it popping up and stuff. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and let's just continue to grow. Okay? Let's just continue to
love it.
Be on this journey of continuous improvement. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. And we see you in another video. Bye.